Hey everybody, it's Jeff. This is going to be part 10 of the Thunder model Scammell transporter build in 1/35th scale. This time I want to get the differential built up, which I've got all the pieces here, and get the rear springs all mounted. I got those all cleaned up. And then start working on the winch. I've got some of the pieces ready to go here. I've found quite a few ejector pin marks, probably in places where they're not going to be seen, but I've filled them all with the black super glue, and I'm letting them dry now, so I'm not sure if they'll be ready to sand before I get to them or not, but let's go down the bench and we'll see what we can do. Okay, be right back. Thanks guys. Okay, here are all the parts for the differential. And this is the drill bit that I need to clearance for the U-joint. So I just left it there. I'll see if it needs it or not. Here's the U-joint, or the piece that'll be the U-joint. So I measured this out. It's 0.085, I think, inches. So this is the same size drill bit. Okay, so it's got to go through, there's a couple pieces it'll go through. Let me get rid of these glasses. It's got to go through here, which looks like it'll be okay. And it's got to go through here. I'll still use the drill bit to line everything up when I'm gluing it, just to make sure nothing slips out of alignment. So everything's good as far as the parts being the right size. I didn't have to drill any of the parts out. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this differential put together. There's a big seam going down the back side here, so before I do any thing as far as getting it on the engine or on the car, I'm going to have to clean it up. I also see, inside here there's some big ejector pin marks. I didn't notice those before. I don't know if you'd be able to see them when the model is together or not, but yeah, there's some pretty good size ejector pin marks in there that I need to get cleaned up. Alright, before we glue this together, let me do that. I'll go ahead and I can do one on camera, then I can do the rest. Really don't have a good way of holding this. The part is not, maybe, no, part's really an odd shape. I might just have to kind of set it on there to work on it. Try and be real careful not to slip. Let's see here if we can get that ejector pin pretty well going. This chisel's really sharp, so it doesn't take a lot to scrape the plastic back. A matter. I don't like leaving that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's going to show up at the end when I get it all finished or not. They're probably pretty good at hiding these, but you just never know. That's got rid of a lot of it. My bench is all sloped. Whoops. Still got to get some of those little things for the floor to keep the bench from sliding. Okay. That's got rid of one of them. I can hear Jordan barking. I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off, and I'll get the other three cleaned up, and then we'll come back and we'll get this put together. Sorry I didn't notice this before, or I would have done them before I turned the camera on. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Thanks. Okay, that took care of them. It didn't take too long. I had one that was pretty thick that I'm really glad I got rid of. So let's go ahead and put this together. It's going to be like so. See, they would have been down in these little pockets, but I've got a feeling that you might have been able to see them. I'm going to have to do some work on the seams and stuff on this before I actually put it in. I just basically want it right now for space, just to figure out my spacing for the springs. Okay, get a little glue on here to get things started. When you can glue from the inside. Keep your glue mess to a minimum. Okay. Now really, I guess I could go ahead and put it together, but really that's all I need for right this minute. So these parts here, what I need this for is for space between the springs. So let's go ahead and get this set up. I'll put this all together in just a little bit, but I just tried to get the spacing right. I believe this will can go, let me see. Should be able to see it. The hole is small. No, that's for the U-joint. This is for the axle. So this is what size we need to go all the way through. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, that's what I needed there. So I'm not going to glue this in now, but I'm going to glue the springs on. Okay. And I want to make sure that they're aligned correctly. So we're going to... So I spent a lot Lot of time cleaning these up, and I used black super glue. I don't know if you can see it or not. Some of these joints where where these little pins are here, the part had a pretty steep draft on it. You know, it was, instead of being a square part, it was like this. You know, so when you put it all together, you end up with kind of an odd shape. So I filled that in, and I filled this in with super glue just to even things out. Same thing on this one. Took quite a bit of work to get these springs to look good, but this is the way this is going to go together. I'll put these, double check. Yep, that's where they go. And let's put one of them on. And it's this one with the little pulley on it. Okay. I think I'm pretty much decided that I'm going to put a bulldozer on the back of this. I was on Mini Arts, or on the site where I order a lot of my stuff from, and they've got a pretty cool looking Mini Art dozer I'm really thinking about ordering. Okay, now what I want to do, just to make sure all this stuff is aligned okay, I'm going to go through here. Here. One. Yeah, let's go ahead with this side. That one does. Okay. Just a minor little bit of a flash. Okay, that's what I want right there. And then I need to pinch these in just a tiny bit. So all that's lined up really good. I shouldn't have any issues when I go to put it together for the final time. Okay, I'm going to just leave that like that and let it set and firm up on me. And we'll take a look at this winch. I'm not sure how far I can get. We'll see how that, if that super glue is. These are the pins that'll go through the gearbox, and they go through the gearbox and through the spring and into the axle, and that's what holds the gearbox on that the rear wheels swivel on. Okay, I cut them off to check for fit. Okay, here's the parts. Let me hang on just a second before we do this. I want to look at the directions here real quick. Okay. Okay, everything here that is in yellow we fitted now. So let's change all that. We'll erase the green, or the yellow, and we'll change it all to green. Okay. Just to keep track of things. Okay, turn that off. Let's go down here and we'll get started on step 8. This is something that's really strange. Look at this. I don't know if I can, well, I can't show you both at the same time with this setup, but you can't see it, but there's two big old long, real long springs along the front of this. Okay, you can't even see it in the drawing here, but here I'll change back to the, see here? They draw it at such an angle that you're looking at it like this, so you can't even see it. They need to draw it like this to where you can see the parts. But that's just my thing. Anyway, let's see if we can get some of this put together. So there's a couple of delicate little parts that I'm going to hang on to for a little while. So this will go here. We're just basically making up a box. Okay. These have got a real fine, I can't even tell if it's just, I guess they're just rollers. I thought they were springs. They've got a little bit of a texture to it, but that might just be from the molding. But anyway, that's a real delicate little part, you know, or a detail, and you can't even see it when you're when you're looking at the instructions. This will go like this. Okay. Put a little more in the corners. Okay, that's the start of the base for the winch. Okay, and there's a couple more little bitty pieces that I'm not going to put on quite yet. These here, yeah, that's still real tacky. So this is the top and bottom of the winch drum. I didn't know if this would be seen or not, but I can't sand it until it's really set, so I'm going to have to kind of stop here. Let's go ahead and go over here. The part I've got in my hand is B2, and then we've got a spacer, and then B1, which is the one with the gear, and it's got ejector pins all around it too. So I'm kind of at a stopping point there until this stuff sets up. There's our differential that we started on. I guess we could go ahead and, that should be firmed up enough, we could go ahead and take that apart. I'm just thinking about time-wise. I think I'm probably going to call it good for now. And next time when we come back, we'll get this winch finished up, and we'll get the rest of the differential put together. And this is, I think, some of the mechanism that runs the winch. And I don't really want to attach the winch yet because of painting. So we'll probably put that aside and put the differential aside. And some of these details are going to have to wait a little bit. There's lots and lots left to do. Lots to do. I'll have to just see how far I can go. There's the fifth wheel needs to be put together. Lots of detail on the fifth wheel. The windows are just clear acetate, so that's all going to have to be cut out. We've got the cab to put together, and then we've got, I could go ahead next time too, or I could make it an episode of just getting the wheels all put together. Here's the gearboxes I was referring to. This pin will go through them and hold them to the differential. There's the wheels. And a few more details, and then we're done. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, this is still not set up enough. I can sand it, so I can't put the rest of that together quite yet. But that's enough for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All being well, as Ron says. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.